And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And of course, we will be waiting once again for you guys to pick up the notification that we're already live, and then we will be starting in a bit. And our topic for today is Thinking Tuesdays. It's all about the common mistakes people make on social media. This is very interesting because it's something that's relevant not only to working professionals, but also to everyone who's basically using social media. Okay, so again, you know the drill. If you're watching right now, please post your highs and hellos and also post a comment where you're watching from so that I will know where you're watching from. Just curious. But if you're being very private, you can just post that you're watching from the Philippines. So if you're here in the Philippines, good evening to our time zone. And to those of you who are watching outside of the Philippines, good morning and good afternoon to you. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you should definitely say your highs and hellos so that you can also join the conversation in our topic for tonight. Okay, and again, our topic for tonight is Thinking Tuesdays. So I recently discovered that there can be a rolling marquee on the on the bottom part of the screen. So you will now know what's the topic for tonight because it's there already. Okay, so once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Irene. I'm a real estate broker, a motivational speaker, and a writer, and I do a lot of things in between. But again, for branding purposes, those are the top three things that I do on a regular basis. And tonight we are going to be talking about social media because a lot of people have been committing this mistakes on social media, and so we are going to be talking about this so that it will be relevant to you as well when you're posting on social media. And also, if you're a professional, you would know that most employers or most companies are now looking at your social media profiles. So what should we not be posting on social media? Well, we should be listening to this. And of course, again, please say your highs and hellos on the comment box so that we will know you're there, because to be quite honest about it, I don't know who's watching because we are using a different platform, but we will definitely see your comments. So if you have questions, if you have opinions that you would like to share, if you have experiences that you would like to share, please feel free to share them on the comment box so that we will know that you're there. Okay, hi Lenny, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. So if you have questions, please feel free to post them. Okay, so let me introduce our guest speaker for tonight. Okay, so our speaker for tonight is the owner of ARTZAP Studio, which is a design and digital marketing agency. That's why she's one of the best speakers to talk about social media because she actually owns her own digital marketing agency. So without further ado, let me introduce to you our speaker for tonight. Let's all welcome Renalli Trajano. Hi, Ren. Good evening.
Good evening, eyes, and good evening, Facebook Live.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to have you on my show. Of course, I'd like to ask you, did you have your dinner already? Diyan natin
Yeah,
simulan yung...
I actually had my tea earlier and coffee.
Yeah. And
How about you?
coffee, of course. I am still thinking of what to eat for dinner. So the common challenge every single meal is to really think about what I want to eat, considering my dietary restrictions. So later
Uh,
on, I'll think about it after after this show. Okay,
agree.
so what's okay? We'll start with sige. Let me just put everyone in the mood to talk about social media. Do you think social media, in general, Muna, do you think social media can help you in your professional image, in your personal and professional image?
Yeah, definitely, yes. But also, it depends on what kind of post you usually post for your personal profiles, right? Um, yeah, I think it really it's a good platform to showcase your brand, share the world what you can do or what can you offer, what are the things that you believe in, and how can you help one another. So I think it's we're very lucky at this stage that we have social media. Imagine in a COVID situation, we don't have internet or we don't have
Right.
social media. Imagine that world, right? So it's gonna be difficult, and I think it's a good timing.
Right. That's okay. So that's what I asked you that question so that we will be setting the mood for people, like why do we have to talk about social media? Because at this point in time, and I totally agree with you. I can barely imagine a world with COVID and then without social media. Like siguro mas marami yung may anxiety, right? Because we will not know what's really going on around us. And social media has helped us in several ways. And of course, social media can also help us in more ways possible if only we use it in the right way as well. So again, welcome to our Thinking Tuesdays, everyone. And again, if you have your comments, your suggestions, your opinions, your personal experiences, please feel free to share them on a comment box below. Okay, so Ren, I will be sharing your screen so that you can start your talk about the common mistakes um, people make on social media. And we're doing this because we would like to help people understand the benefits of social media and how we can use it to our advantage. All right, so let me just share my screen. Okay. All right, so I hope it shows now. Okay, there you go. Take it away, Ren.
Actually, guys, there's so many things or so many common mistakes that we can do on social media, either in for personal use or for business. But for this presentation, I just come up with 5 most common mistakes in terms of branding yourself as a professional or branding or posting content on social media for your business. So let's go for the next slide. Right. So, okay. So for number one, in terms of the professional side or the business side, if you have like a startup business and you're doing DIY for your social media pages or your personal page profile, is number one is not having a clear objective. I think this is the most common mistake, is because in our studio we're handling multiple accounts or multiple businesses, and the number one question that we always ask our client is, what's your goal? What's your goal? Why are you doing why do you want to do social media marketing, or what kind of message that you want to say to your audience? And I think having a clear objective can really help you create a strategy and create a plan for like months, for the next few months. And I realized most of us, we post content with not having a clear objective again. But sometimes we don't realize that each content that we post has a different purpose. So I think, for example, why are you posting a selfie? Why are you posting a quote of the day? So you should have like a goal for that. Like, do you want to inspire people? Do you want to share a useful information that's valuable to your audience or followers? So those type of objectives, or having a goal like, I am posting inspirational content every day because of why? What's our expectation? You have to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want to achieve after doing all these efforts? So that's number one, not having a clear objective. And so the next one, I think we can go to the next slide. Okay, so most of the business owners or companies or professionals who manages their own social media pages or profile, they evaluate success based on the numbers of likes, comments, and followers. And oh my God, like if you guys know, you can actually buy followers, or you can actually buy people to like your post, which is kind of crazy. It's effective, it's fast, or it's quick. It's like a shortcut. But the thing is, okay, you have millions of followers, you have thousands of followers. If you're an influencer, a lot of people follows you, or if you have a business that you run, you have so many followers. But the question is, are they giving you enough sales? Are they messaging you? Are they inquiring for your products or services? So um, so we find that some people, they tend to be disappointed because they don't have enough likes, or they don't have enough followers or comments, and they're like having a hard time. And doing paid ads and targeting audience is like a tool or a solution to it, but it's quite expensive as well, especially nowadays. So if you want to like target organic way, like it's kind of technical already, but the thing is, the main message is, if you feel like you have less followers or likes or comments, like don't panic, don't be disappointed immediately. Just try to research more and think of ways how can you properly create content or reach your target audience that you hope that they would buy whatever you're selling. Either you're selling your service or your product. So again, going back to number one, is the number one is to have a clear objective. And once you have that objective, your number two is, don't base it on the numbers of likes and comments or followers. Next, third slide, please. Sorry. Okay, number three, the most one of the most common mistakes that we realize is making long captions. It's a trend that sometimes some pages, they really tell long stories, but the caption area is not. It's not. It doesn't. It's not there to have an essay or a blog. Like if you have a long story to share, why not do a blog instead? Or just use the social media platform in order to redirect, or let your audience click on a link and then they read the whole story. Or for example, for Instagram, you can do carousel as well, or Facebook. So you can manage to do carousel posts instead of putting all the information into one caption or the caption area. So you have to consider, I think, for especially for businesses, you have to consider the use of the captions. Or the reading time of your audience. So for example, for YouTube, you have the watch time, or the watch time. So it's like, for any advertisements, it's like you have certain number of seconds only in order to capture the attention of your target audience or your target market. And same as captions, it's like, you have to consider the reading time, because not everyone can read a long caption. So it depends on your market, depends also on your followers. So there's nothing wrong actually to also explore long captions, as long as you can also create posts that has just, very short and useful or entertaining sort of caption. So that's number three. And then number four is giving everything away. So what we notice, especially for, let's say, pages or businesses who gives educational materials, or into the education industry, or actually any kind of business, they sometimes tend to give everything away, like all the information that are very useful, very valuable. They post it on their social media without considering why not use the social media platform as your teaser, and then just introduce them to going to your online shop and buy the whole paid service. So for example, in our case, in ARTZAP, we do create content that's very informative in a way that's useful to our hopefully potential clients. And then every time we post something useful, something informative, we always have like the call to action, like if you want to learn more, or if you want to explore how can we help you, send us a DM, send us a message, or DM us, or check out our website for a free online consultation, or go to this link to download an ebook or buy the whole ebook. So I think you have some businesses or brands or professionals, they just give their service or their knowledge away, like everything. So it's not it can be wise enough to like reach more audience or more market to follow you, but at the end of the day, of course, you need to survive. You need sales. You need real sales, that people would contact you and get you uh, as a paying professional or a business. So that's like one thing that this is one of my favorite part, giving everything away as a mistake. So consider like creating a plan, a content plan for like for weeks or months, and you just have like keep it balanced, have a balanced content strategy in order to reach your objectives. And then last but not the least, not replying to inquiries. So if you notice, I don't know, some people would maybe agree with me. There are pages that replies to you, like, but it's not really a real person who's replying. It's like automated bots. And for me, as a customer, I find it annoying, even if how fast the reply can be, because sometimes you just need to talk to someone and express your concern, or ask a specific question that can't be answered automatically with a robot or a bot. So replying to inquiries, it's still, I think we find it more effective if you still have a person or a virtual assistant who can really answer to your customers or to your inquiries, instead of doing the automated bots. And of the worst case scenario is not replying at all to the inquiries or the concerns. So customer service is the key. So there, do you have any questions, Ais? We can make it like an open forum.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So I'll stop the sharing first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and we're back on the screen. Hopefully,
Yeah.
because I cannot see if I'm back on the screen. Okay, I'm back on the screen. Okay, so you mentioned several points. I think I hit like 3 out of 5 mistakes.
Oh no.
Okay, so this is very interesting. All right, so of course, I have been friends with Ren for the longest time, and I always ask her so many questions, so many pieces of advice regarding social media. But recently, she's also actually the reason why we have themes every single night, because this is also one of her pieces of advice, to have like um to have a theme, so that I will not be all over the place about thinking about what topic every single night. So, so there you go. That's why we have Thinking Tuesdays, we have Motivation Monday, and things like that. So thank you so much for that advice, Ren. However, I need to learn more from you, and so that's exactly why I invited you to the show tonight, so that I will be learning more, and also the audience, because I believe we are all committing these mistakes every now and then, especially if you have a business, whether it's a small business or a huge business. Social media is key to one of our successes. And again, make sure that we are using social media wisely. And so I really agree that you have to know what your objective is. Okay, so be very clear about your objective. And while we're talking about objective, Brian, I also would like to ask, does determining our objective also apply to our personal social media pages?
Right, of course. So let's say for personal use, what are the things, what are your expectations on social media? Like, why do you use social media in the first place? Do you use social media to be updated with your friends, family, to be updated with the world or politics? There are so many like personal profiles out there that who post a lot, but if you're gonna analyze their profiles, like, okay, for in a month, what kind of theme of or what kind of content they usually post? Is it more on politics? Is it more on dogs? More on more on selfies? More on healthy stuff? So there's also a theme, but at the end of the day, we have to ask why. Why are we doing this? Why are we sharing, or why are we following those pages? And what's it's like your advocacy, like, okay, not about work, but for personal time. Are you entertained? Is it funny? Is it helpful? So it really depends too on your personal stuff, right? But the thing is, you also have to consider your friends who follows your personal life. um, are they nice? Are they not nice? Are they strangers? Because some profiles, it's like personal profile, but they don't really know you, or you're not really friends. You're just Facebook friends.
Right,
Which, I mean, which is
right,
fine. So if you post something like, I'm guilty with this. I'm posting bikini stuff, bikini pictures, and then I have some of my family members. They're kind of conservative or traditional, and then they would comment, "Why are you posting that photo?" And then there's the other side of the world, like strangers, and then they can message you like, "Hey, how are you?" Like, where I don't know you. So it depends, like,
you know,
what do you want to achieve again for your personal profile? Because there are people who are very private naman. They're very private. It's because of whatever reason. But some are very public, or it can be like in the middle. So for me, I'm very public in terms of my personal profile. Like,
yeah,
I'm not setting stuff too private, to be honest. So even if we're not friends, you can actually stalk me. But my reason for that, it's because well, not just showing about my lifestyle. I just want to be transparent. Like, if you want to know the owner of ARTZAP Studio, this is her life. This is what she do. So it's like, I'm not ashamed of what I do or what I follow or what I share, but I have to make sure whatever I post out there publicly, um, don't expect that everyone agrees with you, or you can
right,
please can't please everyone. It's just that you have to
right.
be ready for whatever reaction that you can get. But sometimes it's fine. For me, those are their opinions, good or bad. It's still okay.
Yeah, and also and then I'll stick to my belief that if you don't want what you're seeing, then you can unfollow me, you can friend me, you can block me or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
I've been unfollowed, I've been blocked by some random people because I'm too. I think I've shared this several times that I've been blocked. I've been I've been told that I'm too positive. Like I don't know why. Maybe people have a problem with that. So so I've been blocked, and it's okay. I mean, that's their life. Like I have my own opinions. I'm just not too vocal about it, but I have my own opinions. And some people, if they're vocal about their opinions, they can have them for as long as it's not disrespectful. I mean, if somebody's opinion is disrespectful, then that's the time I call them out. But for as long as they have their opinions and it's something that wouldn't like kill me in any way, okay, then let's let it go because again, that's their opinion. And I totally agree with you on that. We can have totally, two ends of the spectrum, like two positive comments or two negative comments. Well, let's just let them be, right? I totally agree with that. Okay, so since we're talking about our own personal social media, of course, obviously, I have my personal Facebook account, but there are also so many what's this there are also so many accounts that I have just because I'm doing all these things on social media. But what do you think should be a platform that we should be using in terms of our own personal social media?
For me, to be honest, Facebook is quite, in general, like the most
Mm-hmm.
used platform, especially here in the Philippines, because
Mm-hmm.
not everyone is techie to be on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or to be on TikTok or
Mm-hmm.
on the on Clubhouse. So unlike with Facebook, it's you can. I'm actually friends with
User friendly.
my grandma. Like, oh my God, my Lola is here, and I'm so like surprised. Like, hi Lola, I can like just chat her anytime. So it's very useful, like to be updated and send some nice stuff. So you can go beyond like senior citizen to kiddies, like your my my nephew who's also on social media, but and I know like who to follow, who does he follow, what kind of content he's most interested in. So it's very useful in terms of reaching out to people. But because for other platforms like Instagram, it's just it's kind of there are expectations like you have to do Instagram worthy photos. So,
I know. I totally agree with that. Now I feel it. Like it's really much of a pressure.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure some people are actually also pressured to be on Instagram just because it has to be Instagram worthy. And you know me, like most people, most of my friends know this. I'm not that creative when it comes to a lot of things. So I'm only creative with my writing, but when it comes to photos, like I would post any random photo out there and just post it there. But going back to what's your objective of posting them, so I'm like always overwhelmed on what to post on Instagram. So yes, so we have to really go back to our objective so that we know what platform to use, right? I
right.
totally agree. And also, I'd like to share that I tried the TikTok world. It's like totally a different world out there. It's so hard to use before. Like I had to do my own research on how to post a video. Just imagine, just how to
Yeah,
post on TikTok. I had to do a research about it. So
right.
okay, so but I love TikTok. Like there are so many educational things on TikTok. I learned a lot on TikTok. So you really just have to choose your platform to use. Okay. All right. So we always say that we have to be authentic when it comes to our branding because a lot of people out there maybe are listening who also would like to share their authenticity. So
Mm-mm.
how can you be authentic if you're like filtering some of the posts? Like for example, I would like think 100 times before posting anything. But how do you keep your authenticity without compromising the information that you're posting, or without too much filtering, something like that? I'm not sure if you're getting what I'm saying. So I think I'm blabbering, but it's
Yeah.
so hard. Di ba sabi nila, you have to be authentic as a brand or as a person posting on social media. But how can you do it if you're like filtering what you're posting? So yeah, that's the question.
So if you are, because for sure, not everyone can just create content from scratch. So every content
Yeah.
that we do it's based on something, based on either experience, based on a story from a different reference or someone, like a true story that you want to share. So for example, I encountered a friend with his story and his business, and then I learned something out of it. So it's not my story in the first place. It's the story of my friend. But if I want to share it, and I know that this content can help fellow entrepreneurs, then I can share his story, but I will add up my own interpretation or feedback or thoughts or insights about his story or his experience. So that adds authenticity to whatever content that you want to share. So, but the thing is, going back is we have to remember that each content that we post online has a different purpose. So if our purpose to be if our purpose is to inspire, it has to be really inspired, or to entertain, or if the purpose of the content is to make a sale, you have to be clear, like what are the steps, so that it's all aligned to your objectives. But in terms of authenticity, I hope I answered your question. It's also speaking out based from you, especially for branded content. So yeah, creating branded content, it doesn't mean all the content comes from you, from all your experience, all your knowledge. It can be from, you can reshare anything. For example, an inspiring quote from a celebrity or a business owner, whatever, and then just share your thoughts to add that touch. So there.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's really your thought, but it should be coming from your point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thought doesn't have to be authentic in its sense, but your like it should have your personal touch to it.
Yeah.
So
Because it's very tough. It's so tough to create content. Like, oh my God,
I know that now.
we are required to post content like every day, oh my God, we're gonna be crazy.
That's true.
So
Now I know that.
yeah.
It's really
So
hard.
again,
And
my suggestion is to really have a plan. Like, for example, have a calendar, have a plan. What's your goal? So it's so nice right now. I'm so proud of you. You created this Thinking Tuesdays. I love it. So you have to do the hashtag already. Hashtag Thinking Tuesdays.
I know, right? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so before I proceed to our next questions, I'd like to say hi to the people who are watching from the audience. Okay, Sir Aquino, thank you so much for watching. Okay, and Mom says, Inaanak, hello, good evening. Doc Iya, you're watching, thank you so much. Sir Padilla, good evening. He's watching from Pro One. Okay, sabi niya kanina, I love memes. I also love memes.
Me too.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay.
It's
Also, it
really,
entertains you.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, a comment from Sir Joseph. Ganda ng topic. Thank you, Miss Ice, and to our beautiful speaker, Miss Renalli. Excellent job. And wag niyo akong hinga ng sample TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. You can definitely follow me there if you have a TikTok, but I'm not dancing there. Okay. So there's no dancing on my page. Oh, and of course, Sir Cañete is watching from Biliran. Kawayan Fire Station, Biliran, Region 8. So, good evening po sa inyo dyan, sir. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so again, our topic for tonight is Thinking Tuesdays, the common mistakes that people make on social media. And we're also talking not only about businesses, but we're also talking about our own personal social media. What are the mistakes that people usually commit when it comes to posting? Okay, so earlier you mentioned about measuring success on social media, especially for businesses, is all about, how many, it's not about how many likes or follows or shares. It's really the conversion. Are there inquiries to your page? Are there sales? Again, it's really so much about what do you earn from it instead of just, marami akong likes. I have like 1 million likes. But the question is, did somebody buy from your business? Because it's just like looking at a billboard, there are so many people who are passing by every single day. But the question is there anyone who bought a product because they saw that billboard? So it's a similar thing also when we are talking about social media. It's not, don't be so obsessed with likes, although I'm so happy that I already I posted this I think yesterday. Like I was really watching my numbers. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm really happy about that. But again, please do not be obsessed with how many people are following you or how many likes and shares. It's really so much about, like, for me personally, for as long as there's one person inspired or informed or cheered up by my page, I think I'm good with that. So kahit isa lang, basta meron, masaya na ako doon. So
I'm
go,
sure
always
more.
go back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sure more of your followers are lucky to have you posting inspiring content, right? And
Oh,
doing the
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, you're one of those people. Actually, you're the first person last year. Remember when you did an e-poster without my confirmation first? You actually did the poster first before I confirmed that, okay, I'm gonna talk. Remember that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
posted
how to
that
deal.
live.
See, it's actually on my YouTube page, so you can. So that's the first live sesh after, no, during the lockdown. I did that during the lockdown because you were saying that maybe some people would need some, some breath of fresh air. So you did that, and I did that. So I was like, oh, thank you, Ren. So I'm really grateful that you're like, I have friends like you who are also motivating me when I'm not necessarily motivated. So thank you for that. Okay. Okay, my question. How do you deal with bashers on social media? Hmm. Okay, Ren, what's the answer to this?
Well, if tinanong niya yan sa nanay ko, magbabash din siya. Yeah, may mga palaban. But for me, so far, luckily, wala pa namang basher sa akin. But I would suggest to answer politely. I mean, kill them with kindness. I think that's the best answer. Kasi
Oh.
kung pinatulan niyo sila, you can like reply in a smart way, like as long as you know you're right,
Hmm.
right? But if
Yeah.
you feel like okay, they have a point, then acknowledge them. Like good job, thumbs up for you for your point. But you can also like just for social media as much as possible. I think yun ang crazy nangyayari sa mundo natin eh. We're so negative sometimes and nakakapagod. Like instead of helping one another to share positive vibes, helping one another to improve instead of bashing, why not do more kindness or more respect? I think yun din eh. Bashing publicly, uh, for me, I find it disrespectful. Why not, if you want to say your concern or your disagreement, why not message the person or the business or a brand privately? Share your
Hmm.
story, your experience, your thoughts, instead of publicly sharing negative thoughts about them. So that's number one. So for example, for restaurants, um, there are I was guilty before because I feel like sometimes if I'm really stressed out with the food service from a delivery, I would comment publicly on their page or share the
Hmm.
story, share it, share the story in my Facebook page or Facebook
Hmm.
stories about my experience, my stress experience with the restaurant. And then I realized after a few weeks, I met this like owner of the restaurant. And then he was like, we're trying so hard during COVID times. And then people are kind of being so demanding with their orders, with their inquiries and everything. It's so hard because they had to cut down costs, so there's no like really good customer representative, so we're like double time doing overtime. And then I felt very guilty. I said, he just said, I wish that if there's like complaints, they would just message us privately, and instead of posting as a review, as a Facebook page review. And then I feel so bad, like, oh, that's right, I wish people would be more considerate, respectful, and kinder, instead of posting negative words about them, because people make mistake. Like, nobody's
Yeah,
perfect.
I
And
agree.
after that experience, I experienced another. There's a like a fly or an insect in my delivery in my salad. I feel like,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
like I was so hungry. So what I did, I took a video of the fly, and but I didn't post on. I didn't post it. I
Yeah.
kept the video for myself and send it privately to the Facebook page. And then I just tell them, hi, I just want to report this incident, but don't worry, I'm not asking for any refunds. I just want to report this so that you can advise your kitchen staff to double check everything before they cover their before
Yeah.
covering the food. Yeah. So it's just that.
Right.
It's just, and I feel great after doing that. Like, it's like helping them. And then, since I'm not asking for anything, the next day I received the same order for free. Like, oh my god, I love it. So
Oh, that's so kind.
and I'm like, oh, I'm like, I'm not ashamed, but at least it's kind of, I help them, just giving them a tip or a review, and then got a reward immediately. So it's like good karma. Then maybe people,
Aw.
especially, oh my god, number one trending is the politics. Politics is just crazy here, right? In the Philippines. I mean, in terms of social media, I just can't. Like, read for maybe 5 seconds, reading of the comments or
I
stressful news, right? And then
right.
I remember last year I attended like a business event, and there's this speaker who's really inspiring. He said, because it turned to be like political already, and then we asked him a question: what do you think about the existing party right now, or the, let's say, our leaders right now? And then he said, I may not agree 100% to all the things that's happening, or their decisions, or their efforts, but I never forget to respect who who all those leaders right now. Because again, nobody's perfect, and I think we all have it's we all have our own responsibilities um, to help one another, to help the Philippines, for example, to help the world to be a better place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. All right. Also, I'd like to like just comment on that also. Okay, I remain apolitical because of course I'm also working with the government, so I cannot really say any political comment. Not even in conversations. Like we've been friends forever, but you've never heard me talk about politics, right? Because politics is really complex. But I totally agree with what the speaker said in your convention that regardless of our personal opinions, we have to remain respectful and we also have to, maintain our boundaries. We shouldn't be, I remember the word lambasting anyone on social media just because we don't agree with them. Because it's so much, whatever we post on social media is so much a reflection of ourselves than about the leaders that we are criticizing. So we really have to be mindful about our posts. Okay, so
yeah.
there's a question from Sir Cañete here. Um, Okay, so it's too small. Let me read it. What about those people who keep on posting on social media of everything they do? I think this has been discussed earlier about giving away everything. Okay, so let me just post that again. Okay, there you go. So maybe he sir is asking you about your comment on
Yeah.
posting everything on social media.
Well,
Oops.
it actually depends on you, as in terms of personal profiles. It depends on you. Like, are you ready for all the critics or reactions or for the feedback that you can get? Or do you really care with the people who follows you and sees your post? So that's number one that you have to consider. Um, in terms of the business side, the professional side, the brand side, um, we, as much as possible, try to balance out the content that you post. Like, don't post everything, because you have to ask yourself, what's your main goal? Because you might just posting all the good stuff for free, and then people won't avail your service or products anymore. So of course, you want people to reach out to you. You want people to take action to your business pages and inquire or buy something to your online store. So that's the point that I highlighted a while ago in terms of posting content, in terms of giving away everything online. So you have to consider, you have to just balance out, like, post some teasers, useful, valuable content that can do something that can convert, let's say it that way, that can um,
Help your
give you,
business.
yeah, that can give you something, either
Yeah.
an injury or a sale. Of course, we want that.
Right, right. And also, maybe another point of view would probably be if you are the one who's friends with someone who's been posting everything online. So I think we're free to unfollow them because, I also unfollow a lot of people, to be quite honest about it, especially when it's like too negative or when they're posting like, what's this eerie stuff. Like I cannot tolerate that, like scary stuff. I don't I don't I cannot, I mean, I cannot, I feel like I'm gonna have anxiety or I'm gonna have a panic attack when I see things like that. So we are definitely free to unfollow. And also, yeah, I don't really call out people whatever they want to post, or as long as they want to post, then they're free to post whatever they want. But again, from our point of view, if we are the ones posting, we really have to go back to our objective. In fact, um, if there are friends of mine on my personal page who are watching right now, you will know that I have deleted some of the posts that I have posted earlier, basically because I just don't feel like it's aligned with my objectives. That Renalli was saying earlier, that we really have to post something that's aligned with our objectives. But also, I also post things for fun. For example, may mga memes din akong pinupost. Minsan, like, it's just for fun. Like, I would also post about random ano ba tawag doon? Random stories about my personal life that I feel like it's funny. So I would also post it there. So recently I posted about my niece, my 2-year-old niece, when we didn't understand each other and I was able to to understand her after a few attempts. So I think it was funny. So I shared it on my Facebook page. So just go back to your objective on being on social media. And if you're also looking from a perspective of someone who's just lurking on social media, like you're not posting, so you can also manipulate the contents that you're gonna be seeing by unfollowing pages or by unfollowing your friends if you don't want to see their posts. So you can control what's going on your social media accounts. That's a good part. Okay. Also, yeah. So how do we? Because you mentioned earlier about captions, and I'm so guilty about this. Super super long post because I'm practicing my writing skills, right? But I know it's something that most people wouldn't read because long posts they're not a thing in social media because there are platforms for writing, but obviously there are ways on how to create captions which are attractive. So how do we create attractive captions or something that would catch people's attention?
first First talaga is the first sentence, like the headline. It's
Mm-hmm.
very crucial. So you have to, it's like, make it or break it, parang ganun. But in terms of, if you really want to do like long caption, it's still fine. I think there are still people who reads long captions. It's just that, what's the purpose of it again? Or it can be a in order for you to be successful pala for the long essays or long captions, usually I would suggest post a selfie
I do
and
that all the
then, and then post the post
Yeah,
like
yeah, I do that all the time.
that can be very effective, or something like a poster or a photo that's very intriguing, and then that can lead to people to reading more information
Reading the
about
caption.
me. Yeah, yeah. But if people, because again, your reading time, so you have to consider the reading time versus it's like in YouTube the watching time or the ads time.
I
Uh,
see.
Short seconds that we have, ang daming content sa social media, and how
Right.
do you them stay in your content? So if you have like less than 5 seconds to convince them you have to read this post, something like that. So
Right.
the most challenging is creating either the title or the headline in order for them to read whatever you're posting, short or
Headline.
long.
I'll take note.
Yeah.
I'll take note of that. Okay, because it's really challenging for me to create short captions. Like
Yeah.
if you have been following me on my page, it's so hard for me to do that. But I also did like a social experiment. Like I started posting long posts ever
Mhm.
since, well, maybe a couple of years now, maybe 2 to 3 years. And then people just got used to reading long posts from me. And I would notice that they would really read the post because sometimes you would get like comments on the comment box. I'm like, oh, really? People are reading my post, and then that's because maybe they got used to reading long posts from me. That they know that if I'm posting something, it's gonna be a long one. So people just got used to it. But for those of you who are, who are
Or
not necessarily long posters, like you don't really post long captions, like it's gonna be quite challenging. I will tell you this because when I started doing that, it's like there's like one like or maybe no comment at all from people. And of course I was testing the waters. I want to know if people are actually reading captions. And now it's pretty, let's say it's pretty successful because people give comments about the captions that I say. And again, it's kind of tricky, especially if you have a business. Please do not post very long comments because people have very short attention span when it comes to social media, because we always say this, right? You're just one swipe away. So
yeah,
once the person swipes,
yeah,
your content is done. So make sure that you have a very attractive caption. Sorry.
true. Swipe or
Yeah.
scroll.
So scroll pala, scroll. Iba pala yung swipe. Okay, so scroll.
Galing.
Okay, scroll. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'll wrap this up by asking you a question about what advice can you give in general to people in terms of personal and even in their businesses on what should they really do when it comes to managing their social media accounts?
I would. Can you show the screen again?
Sure, sure. Okay, let me share. Okay. Okay, there we go.
So my advice, you can go to that slide. So my advice, why not check out artzap.com. Either you can buy our ebooks. So it's about social media marketing. So we have like how to craft a 3 month content calendar for social
Oh,
media.
wow.
Or we have an ebook about um, how to engage, or how to make your audience engaged with you. And my favorite ebook is the Agency Secret, which is a step-by-step guide for effective social media marketing. So that's our offer. It's actually affordable. Or actually, guys, if you have like friends out there who manages their brands, or I mean their own social media brand pages, or if they're a startup business, my company is offering a free online consultation about social media marketing. So they can just schedule an appointment for free on our website. It's arzapstudio.com, and we can like give our own suggestions, comments. But in general, actually, there's so many materials out there or references to learn social media marketing. And my uh, maybe best advice is to check out Blueprint. That's Facebook Business. They all their lessons are there, and it's free. So check them out. And of course, other references like YouTube, it's all there if you really want to learn the technical side of it. But for us, for our agency, we're helping brands or businesses to grow their social media marketing in terms of not just the technical side, but also the creative side in terms of content, strategies, things that you post. So yeah.
All right. So thank you. Thank you, Ren, for that. And again, you can visit their website at www.artzapstudio.com so that you will also be able to book a schedule for a free online consultation. Was that? Online consultation. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those business owners out there, please visit their website. That's artzapstudio.com, because you will really be able to gain some insights about how you can manage your brand. And of course, even if you're like, if you want to be a blogger, an influencer, ganyan, you can definitely
Yeah.
check them out and ask for
Advice.
advice. Yes, definitely, because again, hindi siya madali. Okay. Personally, personally, it's really challenging to build your own brand in the digital world. Like we've been building this brand, Ren, right? We have been trying to build this ever since 2019, and it's just in 2020 that I took it seriously. And when you take it seriously, you actually realize that there's so much to do and so little time. So you really need help from people who are really experts at it. You really can't do it all on your own. So talagang you have to ask for help. You have to ask for assistance, and also continuously study about what you really want to achieve. Like for example, I'm taking my personal journey on social media. It's really tough. It can be challenging, but at the end of the day, I really just have to ask myself, why are you doing this? And that's what Ren mentioned earlier. You really just have to be very specific with your objective. And at the end of the day, I would answer myself, did I do it right? Because my main objective for this channel is really to inspire, cheer, and empower. And if I'm
Wow.
able to do that every single day, then I have achieved my objectives, regardless if there are 1,000 people on the audience or there's just three of them. Still, at the end of the day, if I can tell myself that people have been inspired, or they have been cheered up, or they have been empowered because of this nightly show, then I'm pretty happy at the end of the day. So you really just have to know what your objectives are, even if you're just posting on your personal page, right? And also, maybe I would also share this with the people who are watching. Um, if you don't really want, if you don't really want a big crowd on your personal Facebook page, because I tend to just separate my personal Facebook page and my official Facebook page. So just create two accounts so that you can have your privacy. Maybe your personal page can have your family there or your friends there, but you should definitely have your official Facebook page. No, official, yeah, your official Facebook page, because that's also how employers can see you, how companies can see you, especially if you're like looking for a job, or if you're moving from one job to another, or also if you're building your brand in the social media world, then you definitely have to be seen, or you have to be visible to these people that you are trying to target. Okay. So I hope we were able to share some insights about social media. And there's a lot to talk about when it comes to social media, but I definitely learned again today. Thank you so much, Renalli, for giving us the opportunity to hear from you. That was very insightful and very objective. And I
Thanks.
realized that I'm still committing mistakes. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
it's a ongoing learning experience every day. That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Thanks for
totally, I
inviting.
totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I also would like to share some posts. Okay, toxic Filipino culture, crab mentality, cursing people on the social media, gender biases, racism. Ito yung mga issues na minsan nakaka-stress. Spreading fake
Well,
news without validating the information.
right.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
We have to validate before we share.
Yeah.
That's
Make
true.
sure the news or the reference they're all credible before believing them or before resharing them. My God.
That's true.
But of
Because
course,
people also share that when they see
exactly.
it on your page.
Yun ang
Yes.
nag-comment. Fine. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, Sir Noel, thank you so much. Oh, Sir Noel is actually a business owner, so if you also would like to build your social media presence, please feel free to visit artzapstudio.com. Sir Joseph, thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you. And to all of our viewers tonight, thank you so much, Ren. I can never be too grateful, but I'm really super grateful for your for your for gracing us with your presence tonight. If that's too formal, yeah. Okay.
So
Thank you, and
you have
thank you
enjoyed
also.
it.
Yes, and thank you for constantly inspiring me to do better on my pages. Thank you for that. And again, everyone visit Renalli's website, ARTZAP Studios website, not Renalli's. ARTZAP Studios website, that's www.artzapstudio.com. And yes, artbyrenally.com because Renalli is also a painter, by the way. So yun. So
Yeah, so
just
for that website, it's just renally.net. Yeah, for the painting. But that's
sorry,
a different one. It's a
renally.net lang ba?
yeah, it's just renally.net. But for Facebook
Okay.
page or Instagram, it's art by Renally. Yeah. But that's a
Thank
different one.
you.
But if
Yes,
you
we'll
guys
talk about it in
yeah,
another episode.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Ren. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and again, always be kind, especially on social media, because we never know who's watching our post or who's reading our post. They may be inspired by the post that we share. So do let's do our best to inspire other people. Thank you. Bye.